Remember when the mall was the place to be? The sound of chatter echoing off tile floors, the smell of popcorn, perfume, and new clothes blending together, and the feeling that you could spend the entire day there and never run out of things to do. The mall wasn't just a shopping center, it was our town square, our playground, our escape, a place where life itself seemed to happen between the stores. In the 1950s and 60s, America was moving into the suburbs. Families had cars, highways stretched for miles, and people wanted a central place to gather that wasn't downtown. The solution? The indoor climate controlled shopping mall, safe, spacious, and shielded from rain, snow, or summer heat. The very first one opened in Minnesota in 1956, and it changed everything. Inside was comfort, convenience, and community. You could park once, shop for hours, eat, talk, and wander freely. No weather, no traffic, no rush. At the center of it all were the anchor stores, the giants that drew everyone in. Sears, J.C. Penney, Macy's, Dillard's, and Montgomery Ward weren't just stores. They were institutions. These anchors gave each mall its strength and personality, and families often had their favorites. By the 1970s, malls had become the new town square of America. They were where communities came together, not just to shop, but to live. Teenagers met friends after school. Couples strolled hand in hand under skylights. Parents pushed strollers past glittering window displays. Events filled the calendar. Car shows, art exhibits, charity fundraisers, and seasonal attractions. Around Christmas, malls came alive with light and sound. Choirs singing under giant trees, volunteers wrapping gifts for donations, and Santa greeting children for photos. Every mall had its icon, a fountain, a carousel, or sometimes both. People tossed coins into the water, making wishes that would shimmer there for years. The 1980s were the mall's golden age. They grew taller and brighter, sometimes 2 or even 3 stories high, connected by escalators, glass elevators, and balconies that overlooked oceans of shoppers. This was when mall culture truly exploded. Arcades buzzed with laughter and flashing lights, and every weekend felt like an event. Malls became a rite of passage for teenagers, a place to flirt, to explore, to try on new identities, and to feel independent for the first time. And for many, it was where they got their first job, selling clothes, flipping burgers, or running the movie counter. Those jobs came with a paycheck, but more importantly, they came with stories. Malls also made brands famous. Fashion powerhouses like Jordache, Guess, Benetton, The Limited, and Gap built their empires under fluorescent lights and mall skylights. Store displays defined what was cool long before social media or influencers existed. Some stores could only be found at the mall. Orange Julius, Walden Books, KB Toys, Spencer's Gifts, Hot Topic, and Sharper Image. Each had its own smell, style, and sound that still lives in our memories. And the food court. That was a mall invention. Dozens of choices in one place. Pizza, pretzels, Chinese food, and frozen yogurt. It was revolutionary, and it became the social hub for everyone. By the 1990s, malls were massive worlds unto themselves. You could go ice skating, watch a movie, eat dinner, and still have half the mall left to explore. The experience was immersive. Bright lights, live music, and the newest technology displays at stores like Radio Shack and Sharper Image. Coffee culture began to spread. Cafes and espresso bars started appearing in the corners, letting people sit and talk for hours. The mall became not just a shopping trip, but an entire day out, a self-contained, perfectly controlled environment filled with possibilities. Parents shopped for gifts while kids played games or rode the carousel. Teens met at the fountain, split up to shop, then regrouped in the food court to share fries and gossip. It was freedom wrapped in familiarity. And by then, a full generation had come full circle. The kids who grew up in the malls of the 80s were now bringing their own children back to the same places, walking the same paths, and reliving the same magic. Even as online shopping began to grow, malls held strong through the 2000s by evolving. They added coffee lounges, Wi-Fi zones, family play areas, and multiplex theaters. They became the first place most people ever saw a build-your-own sandwich shop, or tasted a smoothie, or got a free skincare demo. Holidays still brought the magic. Christmas music echoing through atriums, towering trees lit with thousands of bulbs, charity booths, and the familiar smell of cinnamon sugar. Every visit felt like a tradition. The mall gave us more than shopping. It gave us brand culture, food courts, teen independence, and the idea that retail could be an experience. It launched careers, inspired movies, shaped fashion, and gave millions of people a safe place to gather and just be human. It taught us how to browse, how to meet people, and how to spend time without spending much at all. And many malls are still thriving today. Some have reinvented themselves with interactive tech displays, virtual reality experiences, esports arenas, and modern dining halls that rival city restaurants. Others have become entertainment complexes that blend shopping, dining, and digital culture into something new. Proof that the idea of the mall still works when it keeps evolving. We don't just remember malls for what they sold. We remember the laughter, the lights, and the life inside them. We remember stepping into that cool air-conditioned air on a hot day, hearing music echo down the halls, and feeling like we were part of something bigger. The mall wasn't just a place, it was a feeling. And even now, when we pass by a quiet, half-empty one, a part of us still wants to walk through those doors and hear that hum again. So what about you? Is there still a mall near you, and do you still go? Tell me in the comments, because maybe the mall wasn't just great back then. Maybe it still is, if we remember why we loved it.